Hi, sixth graders, this is Mrs. Gall. Today we're going to talk through cross sections. Open your notebook and put this title at the top. Press play when you're ready to continue. One vocabulary word for you is cross section. This is the resulting 2D figure when a 3D figure is sliced vertically or horizontally while sitting on its base. Here you can see a cone and you see the plane kind of showing what that vertical slice would look like and the horizontal slice. Today we're going to fill out a table and we're going to talk about the different three-dimensional figures in our unit and what our vertical and horizontal slices would be, and then we're also going to talk about the rule that would apply to them. Will you please create this table in your notes? This is what you're going to be taking notes on today. Press play when you're ready to continue. Okay, in order to make this lesson as effective as possible, I am going to switch modes and do a little bit of presenting with my camera here. Okay, hopefully you can see I have my table I'm going to fill out along with you, as well as some 3D figures that are made out of clay. We're going to slice them horizontally and vertically to talk about the 2D figures that result from those cross sections. So let's start with our rectangular prism. Okay, so if I have a rectangular prism, remember that we could use any of those sides as the base because it's a rectangle, all sides are rectangles. So if I decide to set it right here and do a vertical slice, and I open up to see what 2D figure would result from that vertical slice, I'm going to see a rectangle. So my vertical slice for my rectangular prism is a rectangle. Next, if I go to do my horizontal slice, I'm going to see another rectangle. So rectangle and rectangle for my vertical and horizontal slice for the rectangular prism. Fill that in on your chart now. Now let's move to a triangular prism. My triangular prism, I do have a very specific base because I want to make sure that my triangles are my base there. So here is my triangular prism. You can see my triangles on either side and then the three sides that connect them. Okay, so if I have mine sitting on the base, so I have to have it sitting on one of the triangles, and I do a vertical slice. So a slice going up and down there, and I open it up. What shape do we see when we open that up? It's a rectangle for that vertical slice. It's generally not what people always expect, but when we do that, we really do see a rectangle, and a rectangle, and that's because those sides are made up of rectangles. When I place this figure back together and I now go and do a horizontal slice, that's where I'm going to see my triangle. So my horizontal slice skips the triangle. Let's move on to the rectangular pyramid. So these are my figures that have the apex, the point. And a rectangular pyramid is going to have a rectangle as a base. So if it's sitting on its base and I do a vertical slice, any guesses on what I might see? Oops, my string broke. Let's try that all the way through again. I'm going to see, although a little wonky, I'm going to see a triangle there for that pyramid when I open that up vertically. So that is a triangle for the vertical slice of the rectangular pyramid. And then if I go and slice this horizontally, again, a little bit wonky because our clay isn't perfect, but we're actually going to see a rectangle there for the horizontal slice. Let's move on to our other pyramid, our triangular pyramid. So this is where our base is a triangle. Not the best clay representation, but we're going to use it. So set it on its base, slice it vertically. Any guesses on what shape we might see? This is going to be also a triangle, just like our rectangular pyramid provided. Place the figure back together, slice horizontally. Any guesses on what this one might be? Not a rectangle, this one is a triangular shape. Let's move on to our cylinder and cone, and then we'll see if we can come up with a rule here. My cylinder has two circle bases. We're going to set it on a base, slice it vertically. When I slice it vertically and I open it up, any guesses on what this shape might be? It's a rectangle for that vertical slice. And place the figure back together. Horizontally slice the figure. Any guesses on what this one might be? This one is a circle. And last but not least is our cone. Again, bear with me, not the best cone, but we see that circle base and an apex on the other side. We set it on the base. If we slice this one vertically, which is no easy feat here, there we go, we see a kind of wonky looking triangle, but that is supposed to be a triangle shape. My pens don't want to work. Okay, and now if I do a horizontal cross section, I will see a circle. What patterns or rules do you think we could form based off of what we noticed with those cross sections? Our vertical slice, we see triangles and rectangles. When do we get a rectangle? When our figure has two bases. Two bases, we get a rectangle. So those are my prisms, my cylinder. We got rectangles because there's two bases. When there's only one base, like a pyramid or cone, we get a triangle because we have that one point, the apex, that creates that triangle shape. Now my horizontal slice, what do you notice about that? We have triangles, rectangles, and circles. That horizontal slice is just going to be the shape of the base. When we had something dealing with circles, like a cylinder or cone, we got a circle. When we had a pyramid, we had when we had a triangular prism or triangle pyramid, we had a triangle, and when we had a rectangular figure, we had a rectangle. All right, you guys, that's all I have for you today. Check in with your teacher if you have any questions.